Bam. Bam. My peoples. Tim Zoo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman. They're gonna have their first press conference tomorrow. The fight is going down, man. Is going down. The Tower Inferno versus One Time. And I'm telling you, I'm excited about this fight. I know you guys are excited about that fight. We've been making some predictions. We've been talking about it. It's getting closer. I know some people are not even giving Keith Thurman a chance. But I'm telling you, man, this is going to be a real good fight. Keith Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora is going to be a good one. Take my word for it right now, my peoples. Jay Will is in the building. Bam! What's up, Jay Will? What you think about that fight, man? What you think about the Tower Inferno versus One Time? Tell you what, man, it's a good one. I'm picking Fundora by decision. Look, man, I've seen people saying that Keith Thurman is gonna get knocked out, that he's not that good anymore, and I keep trying to remind people, yo, Keith Thurman got one loss on his record. Too Manny Pacquiao to a Hall of Famer. That's it. We're gonna act like he's done, he cooked. Come on now. I think something that plays in Keith Thurman's favor is that inactivity too. Now he can't afford to be active, right? But all I'm saying, there's a negative side of inactivity, but there's also that positive. And you know what that is? During the last 4 or 5 years, Keith Thurman doesn't have a lot of mileage. He haven't been involved in a bunch of wars. He's been out of boxing and active. So with inactivity, you got the ring rust, but health-wise, your body's a lot better than somebody who's been in a lot of fights. So, and by the way, Keith looked super sharp in his last outing. He was sharp, you gotta admit to that. Super sharp. And look, he didn't beat a world caliber type of fighter. Cool. But he beat a young lion, a young undefeated kid who can box with power. And you saw it, man. Keith looked real sharp and finished the fight in devastating fashion. I wasn't even expecting that. Like, okay, he's been inactive. What is he gonna do? Young, strong kid. Okay, this goes the distance. Keith outboxes him. Nah. Keith absolutely put the baits on his opponent that night. Coming off of inactivity. So all I'm saying is, you can't sleep on Keith Thurman. Oh, he's been inactive. He has been inactive and come back to look great. We already seen it. Jay Will, Keith gonna have to deal with that 12-inch reach disadvantage. Oh man, that's tough, man. That's tough. Sebastian Fundora is a problem for every and anybody. You know what's interesting about that though, Jay Will? We acknowledge the problems that Fundora poses because of that reach, right? How come people don't see that same issue with the reach advantage that Terence Crawford got against Canelo? Isn't that interesting? You have to just simply look, and obviously Terence Crawford is not, the size of Sebastian Fundora. But you look at Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, they're the opposite body frame. Canelo Alvarez has the wider frame with the shorter arms, and Crawford has the slim frame with the longer arms. And there's a difference in reach. Crawford's gonna be able to put them hands on you when you can't reach them. But I digress. We'll get to that later. We'll get into all that later. The type of hands that Crawford is gonna put on Canelo. We'll get to that. Keith Thurman, Sebastian Fundora. I'm gonna tell you like this. I haven't made a prediction just yet. But as of right now, I'm giving Keith Thurman a chance. Don't get it twisted. The people that think or that say Keith is gonna get washed, he's not gonna be all that, he's not gonna do all that. Nah. That's not the way that it goes. And you know why? I want you to consider the fact that Keith Thurman is a guy who a world champion, right? You know, he held in fact unified titles. So accomplished. And after he lost to Manny Pacquiao, he's won a couple of fights, but he hasn't been at the top yet. He hasn't fought for a title. He hasn't had the opportunity to regain his championship status. So guess what? Keith Thurman is fighting with a chip on his shoulder. He know, okay, he's in his mid-30s. He know that's it. You know, my time and my opportunities to fight for a title, to actually win a title, it's not going to be that many left at this age. I need to, if I'm going to make that run, it has to be now. So you're going to have a hungry Keith Thurman. You're going to have a dangerous Keith Thurman. Don't get it twisted. And y'all know how I see Sebastian Fundora. You know, that's my guy. Boom, salute to Sebastian Fundora. Great fighter, great champion. There's a reason why he's where he's at. Sebastian Fundora and Gabriela Fundora, salute. Two world champions that they just gonna keep making history. But that doesn't mean that Keith Thurman is somebody that you could just count him out. Nah. Jay Will, yeah, Keith will be 37 in November. See what I'm saying? He knows that this is his last run. I mean, if he loses to Fundora in a good fight, good competitive fight, we'll see Keith Thurman fighting for a title again. But if he get washed, it could be it. Like I said before, my people, I do not see Keith Thurman getting washed by Sebastian Fundora. I see a good competitive fight. Right now, if I'm gonna be honest, if I had to put my money on that fight right now, I'm putting it on Sebastian Fundora. It's hard to see anybody at 154 beating him. Boots, I say could have a chance, but anybody else, Bakram too. Hold on, man. Hold on. I'm wilding because there's some good fights up there that are real competitive for Fundora too. But I would say right now, Sebastian Fundora is the guy in the division. He's the man. He's the guy you gotta go see. And that's exactly what Keith one-time Thurman is gonna do. Or as Jay Wills just said, Keith once upon a time Thurman. Hold on, because you saying once upon a time, what did he pull off the upset? It's gonna be Keith right on time Thurman. Jay Smith, do you think Keith really deserves this title shot? That's an interesting question. And I'm gonna say yes. I didn't even have to think about it that much. You know why? Because Keith was a world champion, was a unified world champion. So you got to give him that respect. The champion actually won a couple of fights and is now getting a title shot. So yes, I say you got to give if somebody's been a world champion already and has a track record and they got dethroned and they've already won a couple of fights, you got to put them ahead of everybody. Even ahead of the mandatory, you got to put them. Why? Because that's a world champion. That's saying, yo, I want my get back. I'm ready for my get back. What's up? Won 2 fights. You gotta give it to him. So I know that there will be naysayers. Oh, Keith ain't done nothing. He ain't. Hell yeah, he has done something. Unified world champion. Moving up in weight. Won a couple of fights. That's it. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to one time. I know about the inactivity and all that stuff, but he's looked good right after inactivity. He's done it. We've seen Keith Thurman come off of inactivity and put the Swiss baits on whoever he was fighting, which is exactly what he did in his last fight. So, Keith Thurman, Sebastian Fundora, we have to admit it. That is going to be a very competitive fight. If you see somebody or you thinking that somebody's going to get washed, it ain't going to go down like that, my people. Straight, the Hydro Grind. Good morning, my peoples. Ooh, the Hydro Grind is in the building. Salute the Hydro Grind. Bam! Keith Thurman, Sebastian Fundora. Who you got, the Hydro Grind? Put you on the spot. The Hydro Grind. I didn't get the notification. I had to manually search for the live. You know, something interesting has been happening for the last couple of days. Yesterday, the same thing. A few people hit me up, told me, Jay, I missed the live. So, I don't know what's going on, but I don't think nobody's getting it. I don't know. I could be shadow banned or something. I don't know what's going on. But let's get it, my peoples. I'm putting you on the spot, the Hydro Grind. Sebastian Fundora, Keith Thurman. Who do you have? Who do you think is going to win that fight? Like I said, if I had to put my money on it, right now, I'm going with Fundora, but I'm not saying that he's going to wash Keith Thurman. And right now, I'm willing to say Keith Thurman has a shot. He has a shot. The Hydro Grind. Fundora surprised me last time. He really improved his game. But I think Thurman got this. Whoa. There you go. You see, you're the first one. You're the first one to say that. A lot of people counting out one time. Jay Will. Fulton versus Foster on that card also. Listen, man. They have been going at it on social media. They have been going back and forth. I want that fight. I want that fight. The Hydro Grind. Fundora still has defensive holes, and Thurman can come in with the power and experience. That's reasonable. That's a good assessment. I will say, though, in these last couple of fights, Fundora's jab has been on another level. He's done an amazing job of keeping his opponents pop, pop, pop outside of that long, punching them in the face from across the ring, bro. So, if he's going to be effective like that with that jab, I think one time he's going to struggle to get in there. And it's going to eat some nasty leather trying to get on the inside. Jay Will. Keith going to have workout to get on the inside. I'm telling you. The way that Sebastian... I don't know if you guys remember, but the one thing we used to say about Sebastian Fundora is that in his case, he used to fight inside of the phone booth. He didn't use the reach. He didn't use the size advantage. He used to just go get on the inside, boom, 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 and just trade leather, which is how he ended up getting knocked out in his loss. Now, we're seeing a Fundora that's using that jab, that's using that size, that reach advantage, that's keeping him out there. Bam, bam, frustrating him. 1, 2, 3, long range. And then, as you're trying to close that gap to work, Fundora putting all type of hands on you. He not letting it slip. He not letting it slide. Simple as that. Putting all type of hands on you. The Hydro Grind. His jab is amazing. That's real talk, bro. That's real talk. Off the chain. Jay Smith. Riddick Bowe back in the day loved giving up his size in fights on the inside. That was his game though. He knocked a lot of people out like that, trading leather. That's the thing. Some fighters they love to trade leather because they know they're gonna win those exchanges and land those bombs on you. And they're confident in what's gonna happen when they do land. I'm gonna tell you like this. Riddick Bowe, I really became a fan of his when he beat Evander Holyfield. And I was going against him, man. Evander Holyfield, one of my favorite fighters of all time. I couldn't believe it when I watched that fight. I watched it live, on TV, of course. And watching Riddick Bowe put hands on Evander Holyfield, that's when I was like, oh my God. Remember, at that time, Evander Holyfield was undefeated. This guy could not be beat. He was putting all type of hands and if you watch him, anybody who got to watch Evander Holyfield in his prime, a heavyweight that looks so sharp, and the way he moves, wow, crazy, crazy. The hydro grind, and it's a jab with power, a jab that hurt, not keeping the distance but inflict pain. A stiff one, bro. It's a whip, bang, 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 long distance. And we've seen it. We've seen a lot of it these last couple of fights. And he's making you pay. Before you will see Fundora, you get on the inside and you might tee off, pam, 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 and then he retaliates. Okay, now you gotta pay to get on the inside. You're not just gonna get in there and no. You eating that jab, and as you trying to step in, Fundora letting him fly. It's a whole different ball game. Jay Will, Fundora has those sharp elbows waiting for you. Jay Will, that was a fire trilogy. Evander Bowe, yeah, man, that was a fire trilogy. And honestly, after the first fight, I was like, damn, Evander Holyfield, man, I can't believe that he lost, man. The second fight, watch, he's gonna get this guy. And he got him in the second fight. But then in the third fight, it looked like Evander Holyfield was done with boxing. He got stopped. And the way that he got stopped, like just getting beat up like that, I was like, oh man, he done, that's it. And after that, he was able to come back and win some big fights. But we all know Evander Holyfield had the controversy with the PEDs, and yeah, the shit hit the fan when it comes to that. The hydro grind, Jay Smith, it's not normal. We're just two people in here. I don't know if you're shadowed or something, but the other probably didn't get the notification either. Nah, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what it is, the hydro grind. It could be that I'm shadow banned, but there's a lot of people, bro. A lot of people like pushing hard, like trying to block me every way that they can, bro. I don't know why. I don't know what to tell you. So I don't know if it's people trying to maybe report the channel, people finding ways to make sure that they don't get notifications. I don't know what it is, bro. But yesterday, I was live for 2 hours, and during the whole 2 hours, there was never more than 10 people. During the whole 2 hours, there was never more than 10 people. So basically, they working hard, bro. Overtime. I'm talking about people creating fake accounts. Every day, creating fake accounts every single day. Going on social media, like crazy stuff, bro. Jay Will, YouTube needs to give you back monetization. Oh, nah, but that's on me. I'm going to take care of that on Wednesday. I'm going to take care of that. Because there's tax documents that you got to send them for them to... But the thing about YouTube is that they slick because they let you monetize and you start monetizing. And then after you already started, after you did it for a month, This is the thing. Most people, when they monetize their channel, they don't make money right away. Just because you monetize doesn't mean you make money, right? You need either a certain amount of views or people with the super chat, with the super sticker, stuff like that, right? If not, with the views, you're not gonna make money right away because you need hundreds of thousands of views. So what happens is, if you monetize, you don't make any money, and after a month, YouTube tells you, okay, send these documents in. Well, in my case, I got a lot of people supporting me. So the first month, I made a little bit of money, right? But once I try to put my bank account in, I couldn't put my bank account in because I got to submit tax documentation. So the tax documentation that I got to submit, I can't just get it out of nowhere. I actually have to go to a government building and file for that paperwork and send it by mail to YouTube. But I'm gonna send that shit first class, so they're gonna get it right away. Like, I'm gonna send it today, they're gonna get it tomorrow type shit. So I'm gonna take care of that, but it's a crazy process, bro. The hydro grind, they can't stop the movement regardless, bro. Don't worry. Nah, listen. The fact that people work so hard to block me, I think that pretty much says where I'm going. I think that pretty much says everything right there. The hydro grind, that's super weird. The hydro grind, they can't stop the movement. J. Will, dang, they make it difficult. They push it, they push it hard, bro. They push it hard. But I'm gonna tell you like this. The things that are gonna happen regardless. And then I'm just gonna be outside of their reach. They don't look, the people that are doing this, they're gonna be the same ones that will always be my haters. They'll always be the ones that say, nah, he's bullshit, or he's talking shit, or y'all shouldn't like him, because that's gonna be those people. Like, there's a damn, I wish I could show y'all, man. I don't have the tablet right here. There's a group of people, bro, that everything I post, they show up only to disagree. Only. Nah, yo, you don't know what you're talking about. Nah, yo, this channel's whack. Nah, yo, everything you do is crazy. Nah, yo, you never make any sense. Everything, like a big group of people. And I come to realize that a lot of those people, they simply jealous, yo. They simply envious because they're trying to do what I'm doing and they can't, yo. This shit sucks. This shit whack. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. And the Hydro Grind, you're a content creator, right? If I'm not mistaken. The Hydro Grind, you're a content creator, right, my brother? I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna resonate with you. Watch this, guys. I'm gonna tell you something about content creators. The Hydro Grind, yes. And you're a good one too, by the way. The Hydro Grind, this is gonna resonate with you, what I'm about to say about content creators. And I want you to think about this. In a way, content creators, I could compare us to rappers. And I'm gonna tell you why. If you go to the block, you're gonna find a cipher with 5 people rapping. But guess what? Out of those 5 people rapping, there's 2 of them. That's nice. That's nice as hell. But the other 3, they whack. They never gonna make it. They not good enough. They don't have the talent. And as soon as you hear the shit they spitting, you know, damn, this nigga whack as hell. You know it. Armando Rosado, salute, my brother. So, the people who have that talent, that guy spitting bars in front of the building who has that talent, you could hear him spitting them bars, spitting them metaphors, and you're like, damn, this nigga nice. Yeah, he could make it. Bro, you got that. You could see who has that talent. And you could see who who gonna be rapping in front of the building for the rest of their life with that corny ass shit. So when you see the guy that's nice like that spitting bars and the one that's whack like that spitting bars, there's a big difference. Well, now let's bring it to content creators. I just made that example about rappers, but let's make the same example right here. Bro, anybody could grab a phone and create content. The same way anybody could stand in front of the building and spit bars and be in front of the building talking about, I be killing it because I'm a rapper and I'm happier than the average Joe because I got and I do whatever I... Shut the hell up. You can't rap for shit, bro. What is you doing? So the same way anybody could act like a rapper, anybody could grab their phone and act like a content creator. Anybody could do it. But guess what? You could tell the difference between the whack-ass rapper and you could tell the difference between the whack-ass content creator and the one who actually has talent, who's actually going somewhere. You could see that shit. It's the same thing. There is no goddamn difference. So, what you see in content creation is that those who don't have that talent, who can't make it, they team up against those who actually do have the talent. And those who they know, damn, this guy is going places. This guy's doing things that I'm not able to do. This guy's going places where I'm not able to go. And that's it. They team up against you, bro. And before you know it, there's little things that's happening. And at first you think, oh, man, maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know. And then you realize, oh, shit, wait a minute. You start to see a pattern. And you realize, okay, it's a whole team of people against me. The hydro grind. And then there comes the envy. Bro, the envy is hard to describe. I posted about that. By the way, I posted a video about that, which I'm going to post on YouTube after this live. That the level of envy is hard to even describe. It's hard to even describe, bro. And I know, as a talented content creator, you know what that is. You know what, you had to have experienced it. Armando Rosado, just last night, I was on a podcast talking about that fight. And there's somebody that can give Fundora a run for his money is Keith. Bro, I said it before and I'll say it again. Keith Thurman is not to be counted out. The Hydro Grind just said he got Keith Thurman winning that fight, by the way. He's the first one. First one to come on the show and say, I got Keith Thurman winning the fight. So salute to you, the Hydro Grind, because people just counting out one time. Nah, he's not to be counted out. Did you watch, matter of fact, look, did you watch his last fight with the guy from Australia? Because, yes, I know people are going to say, oh, that guy's not a world champion, that guy's not this, that guy's not that. But it's an undefeated young fighter. And I'm going to tell you something, guys, about undefeated fighters that people don't take into consideration. I want you to take this into consideration. There's a lot of fighters who don't fight with undefeated, unknown fighters because they could turn into a surprise. Frito, Brock is a bum. You can say that. You can say Brock is a bum. But none of us knew Brock before that fight. That's the thing about it. We didn't know Brock. We didn't know him. So, what's the point of that? I want you to consider this. Floyd Mayweather, arguably the greatest fighter of all time, fought the grand total of, I think, 4 undefeated fighters in his entire 50-fight career. 4. So, What I'm trying to explain to you is that an undefeated, unknown fighter could be an unpleasant surprise. Could come out of nowhere. I'll give you an example. Look at Bakram. Oh yeah, we all know Mortasaliev Bakram now, but we didn't know him before he pummeled Tim Tszyu. Most people who try to show up and say, yeah, I already knew him, I've been following him. Most people will be lying. This guy's fighting in Europe and his fights wasn't even televised. What you did, Google his name? Mortasaliev Bakram? You Google that shit? No, most of us didn't know him. And look, he showed up and absolutely battered Tim Tszyu. So you have to understand, an undefeated fighter is unknown. You don't know how good this guy is. You don't know what he can do. And Bakram is a perfect example of what can happen. Oh yeah, this is an undefeated guy that we don't know, we never heard of him. Showed up, put the pummeling session on Tim Tszyu. Fredo, thank for like undefeated fighters. So is he better than Floyd? I don't know. I think champions are a little bit more important than undefeated fighters. So, let's use the champions as the measuring stick. The hydro grind. Fredo, he still was young, undefeated, guy full of energy, hunger and heart. Thurman could have looked old and slow. He looked good, man. He looked good versus that kid. Looked strong. That's the thing. We can try to diminish the opponent and say, nah, because the opponent, that's why. But you don't understand that no matter how good or bad the opponent is, it's your hands that are going to be fast or slow. It's you that is going to be strong or weak. He was fast. He was strong. Footwork was good. Was on his toes. Movement. Keith Thurman looked good. Personally, I did not expect that. Armando Rosado. Let's not forget, he's one-time Thurman because of the brutal right hand that Fundora is usually open to. Let's see. I do have to say, that right hand is going to be hard to land on Fundora with him keeping that stick out there the way he has been doing it. It's going to be hard, bro. That reach advantage from Fundora is going to be a lot. Boom. Boom. It's going to be like that. Boom. Boom. And, yo, right now, if you was Keith Thurman, you're going to see a lot of this, bro. Boom. 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 That's going to be your face. You're going to get that angle. Come on now. Love more Hinduism. Love more Hinduism, the Tower Inferno. Yo, Love more Hinduism. Let me ask you a question. Did you get a notification that I was live, or you had to go look for it? Trust me, my peoples. I'm getting cooked. The hydro grind. That overhand right, super haymaker, finisher to the jaw of the Towering Inferno. If he lands flush, yo, Sebastian could be in trouble. But like I said, man, right now, I gotta rock with Sebastian Fundora. He's the guy in the division. He's the man. He's the man. I'm rocking with him to win that fight, to pull it off versus one time. But Love More Hinduism had to look for you, bro. You see? There we go. I think I'm shadow banned. A lot of people working real hard to block this channel. So, I don't know what to tell y'all, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Yesterday, about 10 people found me. At once. There was never more than 10 people at once, in 2 hours. And my people hit me up, yo, Jay, but the live finished. I never got a notification. I didn't even know. Jay Will, I was big on Keith, but the way he avoided Spence was duckery at its finest. I wasn't a fan of that. That's why when Errol Spence had the 3 belts and Keith wanted to fight, and Errol curved him, I was with it. I was like, you know what? I would do the same. You didn't want to give me a shot. Now I'm not trying to give you one. Peace. Go fight somebody else. You ain't getting a title shot, homie. But now, you know, they're in a situation where a fight between them would make sense. Not right away because, you know, if Keith, let's say Keith pulls off the upset. I don't think it'd be the best thing for Errol to come back and go straight for Keith Thurman. But a fight between them makes a lot of sense because there's history. They should have fought in the past and they didn't fight. And even though Keith, if he wins, he would be a champion, but there's been a lot of inactivity on his side as well. So if Errol comes back to a tune-up, I say, yo, fight Keith after. Love more Hinduism. Thurman missed a lot of time, but look at the last couple of years. Errol Spence right now is 2 years inactive consecutively. So they both missed a lot of time. Fredo, do you think Canelo folds up but will hurt the channel? I don't know. I don't know why. Why would anything have to do with the channel? That's crazy. Of course not. That's ridiculous. Like, nobody, listen, nobody is a psychic. Nobody's a psychic. Nobody on planet Earth is going to have 100% accurate prediction. That's funny, though. It's actually, it could make the channel go viral where people wanting to come through to talk about that and then seeing, damn, this content is fire. Let me subscribe to this shit. It could actually make it go viral. It's not going to hurt it. The Hydro Grind. Also, remember, Fundora started at Harvard last week. This training camp will be different for him. If he fully focused, Keith will only have the fight on his mind. That's something to consider. But I think that the studying is going to be secondary to the training. I don't think that Fundora is going to cut back on boxing training so he could, you know, study for a test or study for nothing. I think the primary focus is going to be the training and the studying is going to be secondary. That's what I'm expecting. And if that's the case, Harvard is not going to have a negative impact on him. Armando Rosado. Yeah, I had to look for you. Everybody, yo, so far, everybody that has found me had to look for me. Nobody. I asked probably 15 different people, yo, did you get a notification? I'm like, nah, I never got shit. Since that happened since yesterday. Armando Rosado. Hydro. The Harvard situation is a serious issue. Like I said, if studying is going to be secondary to his training, I don't think it's going to be an issue at all. The Hydro Grind. Bro, it just isn't normal. 5 people in and already 7 a.m. Usually at this time, we're close to 20. My guy, I'm telling you, yesterday in 2 hours, there was never more than 10 people. Never more than 10. And a few people hit me out like, yo, Jay, I never got anything. So when people hit me up telling me that they never got a notification, I started hitting more people up. Yo, did you? Not one person who hit that bell for a notification, not one person got it, bro. Not one. I'm telling you, they working hard. But here's the thing, the Hydro Grind. Let me show you something. Why what they're doing is just not working, bro. And it's not going to work. Watch this. I'm going to show you something interesting, the Hydro Grind. Show you something interesting. I posted about this live. I posted the notification and I posted it on Instagram on a story to let people know, right? Look who's the first person to see that story, bro. Let me show you. Look, that's the story about this live. Look who's the first person to see that story. You see that? The first person to see that story is the Mexican Monster. The Mexican Monster is the first person to see that story. The last story, I'm gonna check at the Hydro Grind. The last story that I posted before that one, look at the three names at the top. Carmel Moulton, Terrence Buck Crawford, and Zab Judah. Watch this, my people. The day before that. The day before that. Oh no, the same day. That was yesterday. Whose name you see at the top? So it's not like I'm saving all that shit to say, look, look, look. That's my post. That's my post from every day. Those are my posts from every day. The Hydro Grind. The Hydro Grind is over there, but the Hydro Grind is over here too. What's good, my boy? Just realized it unsubscribed me. Maybe that's what's happening. Check your subscriber count to see if it dropped. Maybe unsubscribed a few people, so no notification. Now my subscriber count is actually exactly the same as it was yesterday. Exactly the same. In fact, I gained a couple. A few more people subscribed to the channel. So I could be shadow banned. Maybe I'm just shadow banned. You never know. Love more Hinduism. Jay Smith be grinding too hard for the BS. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. So even though there's a lot of people working super hard against me, bro, super, super hard, it's not gonna stop me. It's not gonna stop me. That, to be honest, the fact that people are actually working, writing to each other, plotting how they could stop Jay Smith. And here I am, just some dude in the Dominican Republic with his cell phone, man. God damn. What is it? What is it about me? I'm just some dude with a little cell phone and a little tripod in the Dominican Republic. Y'all trying to stop me? What do you see coming that you want to stop me? What do you think I'm gonna do? And you know what's funny? The Hydro Grind. Myself. This is me personally. When I see somebody that's doing this, and we both know how hard the process of creating content actually is, and the hard work and the dedication that it actually takes. When I see somebody doing this, I'm rooting for them to win, bro. I'm like, damn, I hope this guy make it. I hope this guy, make it happen. I got people rooting for me to lose. I got people fighting hard every day. Nah, man, this guy, I can't let him get up there. But it's like I'm telling you, my peoples, the folks who are supposed to see me, who are gonna open those doors for me, you can't stop them from seeing me. And you're not gonna stop them from making that decision and opening that door. So have at it. Keep working against Jay Smith. Keep working, my peoples. But again, man, look, I digressed. Keith Thurman, Sebastian Fundora, my peoples. Like I said, it's hard for me to make a prediction. If I had to put my money on it this very moment, I'm rocking with Sebastian Fundora. That's it. That's where I'm at right now. I want to talk about a tweet that I've seen about a back and forth. And they've been going back and forth. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. Let me ask you something, the Hydro Grind. What do you think about that fight? Love more Hinduism. Armando Rosado, if you're still in the building, what do you guys think about Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson? What do you think about that fight? I want to tell you guys something real interesting about it. Real interesting. Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. We're talking about two reigning world champions. The Hydro Grind, I think Teo shouldn't take that fight. You think Teo shouldn't take it? He should fight Ryan first. Okay, he should fight Ryan first. But here's what I'm saying, though. Here's what I'm saying. You think Teo shouldn't take it. But all I'm saying is, if he wants to take that fight, what do you think about it? Is it an interesting fight? Is it a fight that the people would want to watch? Is it a fight? What do you think about that fight specifically? About it happening? The Hydro Grind, because Shakur will humiliate him and his career would be damaged. Okay? But from the entertainment value, right? As a fan, is that a fight that you would want to see? Because you're saying from the perspective of what could happen to Teofimo, the perspective of why he shouldn't take it. But what I'm saying is, as a boxing fan, is that a fight that you would like to see? Would you like to see Shakur and Teofimo Lopez fight each other? And the question goes for everybody in here. Is that a fight you would like to see? And I'm gonna tell you what's interesting about that fight. The Hydro Grind, from the press conference to fight, very interesting. I'm gonna tell you something about that fight, so that you can see how hating works. And I figured it out, and maybe you probably figured it out too. But I'm gonna show you how hating works in this, in these platforms, in social media, in the social media universe, right? You see the same way that for the last couple of days, when I've been going live, 5 people, 6 people, maybe 10, right? The last couple of days, there's a boxing group. Yo, if I post something in that boxing group, 310, man, Ruth, salute, bam. If I post something in that boxing group, whether it's something that I type, whether it's a video, whether it's a meme, that shit is gonna get 0 likes, 0 comments, 0 reactions, 0 anything. Consistently. I could post 5 videos back to back. I could post interview with Rick Glaser, interview with Zab Judah, conversation with Clarissa Shields. 0 likes, 0 comments. Because in the social media universe, one of the hate tactics that they use is try to make your content disappear. Try to avoid other people from seeing it. They like, nah, if I comment on this thing, the algorithm could go off. Even if I hit the laugh emoji, other people could. So the same way that you see that, let me translate it to Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. The Hydro Grind, you know that Shakur Stevenson is one of the most hated fighters in boxing. I'm pretty sure you know that, right? Always a narrative about him. But when he's going back and forth with a world champion, people say he ain't never fight nobody. He ain't never fight no big dogs. He ain't never fight no big names. Well, when he's going back and forth with a world champion like Teofimo Lopez, that's a big name. That's a reigning world champion in a higher division. So we should be excited about that fight. Yet, just like when I post and it's 0 comments and 0 likes, those same pages, those same people they don't express no interest in Shakur versus Teofimo. They don't want to fight. So you see, we're saying it's entertaining, but why they not, just like about other potential matchups, why they not posting about that one? People, I've seen people posting a million times about Abdullah Mason in those pages, Abdullah Mason and Floyd Schofield, which is a fight I like. That's a good fight. But Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez are going back and forth. You're like, nah, I don't like that fight. Nah, that fight don't make no sense to me. Huh? So you can see that there's a certain level of hate for Shakur Stevenson that they don't want to even promote anything that could be a big fight for him. They just don't even post about it. Superman, salute my brother. Appreciate you dropping in. Bam. So, by the way, Superman, I don't know if I'm shadow banned. I have a whole team of people working against me, so nobody's getting notifications. You know, you gotta find the live. You gotta scroll, I guess. I don't even know how you found me, but salute, my brother. Frito, Tio says racist stuff, so some fans don't want to give him any promotion. It has absolutely nothing to do with Teofimo Lopez, because when Shakur Stevenson is going back and forth with other fighters, they do the same thing. They do the same thing. Shakur Stevenson was going back and forth with Ryan Garcia. That's a fight that would be super entertaining. And it's the same thing. The same people don't post about it, don't show any interest about it, stay quiet about it. They don't want it to happen. Because they understand how these things work, how promotion works. They understand if all these social media pages start posting, we want this fight, we want this fight. And then the fans already start getting behind it, especially the bunch of sheeps that follow what the pages say, all get behind it. And fights happen like that all the time. But they don't want Shakur to fight the names. They don't want Shakur to fight the world champions, because they just want to say, he didn't beat nobody, he didn't fight nobody. Shakur got a solid resume, by the way. But the haters and the people who don't know shit about boxing, the casual fans, they're going to question his resume. It's actually solid resume. Multi-division champion, unified champions. Come on. At 28 years old. Come on. Come on, my people. Beat multiple reigning world champions in his own division. Son Tank Davis never done. Come on, my people. Come on. Frito, a lot of fans are mad at Cigar Talk for interviewing Ryan, saying he didn't stay on code. Yeah, I never understood that stay on code shit. In reality, the stay on code narrative is usually pushed when people don't like somebody. When you don't like somebody and you need something, oh, you found it. Nah. Cigar Talk fans, they not saying none of that shit. It's the people who always hated him. The people who never liked him. You know who's saying that shit? When I go on a group and I post and nobody say nothing and nobody comment, nobody hit a like, those are the same people that are saying that about Cigar Talk. They the same one. Oh, nah, he not on code. That's cap. 100% cap. The Hydro Grind. Salute, Superman. 100%. It's the same thing with Boots. I see already people posting almost every day that he not on code because he went with Canelo against Crawford, and that's why he's not on code. And huh? This is a business. What are you talking about? Canelo has worked with other black fighters, and you never said nothing. Now Bulls got to stay on code. That's like the corniest narrative people come up with when they don't like somebody. If you look at the people who say, nah, Boost, he didn't stay on code. He working with the enemy. Well, you see the people saying that? I promise you, if you go back to their posts, they're the ones that have always said, oh, Boost is a hype job. Oh, Boost ain't fight nobody. Oh, Boost, he ain't really all that. He ain't proven yet. I seen a guy post about that same thing, that Boots is a traitor. And I remember that same guy telling me like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, nah, Boots, he ain't really proven, he ain't fight nobody, he ain't beat nobody. Now he transitioned into the Boots ain't stay on code. The haters are gonna be the haters, bro. How much time can we really spend on the, and I'm sorry to say, bro, but it's always the no talented haters that wish they was doing it who talk like that. Superman, yo, Jay Smith, I was on your channel last night saying Bud money grab cause he ain't take score, and then cause he sung petition Nello for Mando. Who petitioned? I don't know what you're saying, bro. I don't know. I can't put it together, bro. There's some misspellings and some missing dots, and it's hard to put it together what you're saying. And then, cause he sung petition Nello for Mando, I don't know if you know, but if you bringing up Crawford, cause you didn't mention Crawford. Crawford was not a mandatory. He's not Canelo's mandatory. Who's the Mando? Superman. Someone was arguing that he should have. Man, but you know what it is. People argue the. Look, I'm gonna tell you what is the craziest thing about some fans of boxing. Not all. Fans of boxing rather make an argument about what they think a fighter should do over what's actually happening, which is crazy. Think about it. How many times have we heard, look, Shakur should have signed the contract with Devin Haney? Think about it. As boxing fans, how do you tell a fighter, you should have signed the contract? Sign the contract. That is stuff that you could get away with by typing it. By typing it in, you could get away with it. But can you really say that face to face to somebody? Can you really? You never put on a pair of gloves. You never seen what a contract looks like. You don't know what he has to agree to. Can you really look at somebody in the face and say, you should have signed the contract, sign the contract? Can you really do that? You can't do that. But you could be, a manager in your head and on social media and apply that pressure right there in the comments. Sign the contract, buddy. So you could say goofy ass shit and wanna be taken serious. Superman, talking about that. Why is money grab? Cause he could have fought Score. I'm like, guy, it's an idiot. I'm telling you, it's always, you're gonna notice that there's people who their main focus is always just to spread a narrative. That's it. It's always, matter of fact, let me see. I'm gonna show you guys the narrative spreaders so that you can see what I mean. And I'm like, why would somebody be so focused on just spreading a narrative? Like, you're not even talking about boxing. If you think about it, my peoples, what do we talk about? Who's gonna win this fight? Who's gonna want that? Who's gonna duck that fight? Who we want to see fighting each other? Who? We talking boxing. I want to show you something so you can see how interesting this is. You of all people, that rich. Hold on, let me respond to one of my haters. I want to show you guys something that I think you'll find interesting. Failed ass content creators. My people. Superman. Talking about why. Oh no, hold on. Frito. Bud better work those bicep curls because Canelo will be tuning them up. I mean, look, man. We all know about Canelo's body punching. We all know about Canelo putting all type of hands on people and leaving their arms all bruised up. But Crawford's gonna be ready for that, bro. Crawford been a strong fighter. So he's gonna be ready for all that. Hold on 1 second. My peoples, y'all already know what this is. Another episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Episode 56. You having breakfast? Enjoy it. This is my breakfast right here. 2 boiled eggs. That's it. And some orange juice. But I want to show you guys something which I find interesting. We're at the top of the ledger. So I want to show you guys something. The hydro grind. Canelo will be hitting those arms to reduce the reach effect. Well, he wasn't able to reduce the reach effect on Dimitri Bivol, bro. What happened with that? And he hit him. He hit Bivol with a lot of arm punches. And Bivol say, yo, my arms was bruised and those hurt. But still, he was able to still do his thing. And Terence Crawford is a very strong fighter, my people. So it's not like he's the average Joe. People underestimating, man. I'm telling y'all. People are underestimating. Watch this. Let me show you something so you can see. There's boxing fans, or so-called boxing fans, that all they do is spread narrative. That's all they do. Watch this. Look at this post from this goofball. Look. What he's saying is that Crawford ducked Teofimo, that he ducked Fundora, and that he's just chasing the bag. So what I'm trying to show you is, this guy posts that guy posts that meme every day, bro. Every day. Every day he posts that meme. So what is he doing? He's trying to spread that narrative that Crawford is only doing this for the money. But then when Crawford whooped Canelo's ass, he's gonna switch to a different hating meme. But think about it. Is this meme about boxing or about spreading a narrative of Crawford just chasing the bag and ducking fighters? And then if you go into the guy's profile, he never boxed a day in his life. Not one day. Never seen a pair of gloves in person. But he posting that Terrence Crawford is a duck. Watch this. Look at this. Look at this one. Look at this goofball right here. A whole last paragraph. Look how big that paragraph is. Bro, a whole last paragraph to try to convince everybody that Boots is a sellout because he's training with Canelo. Look, a whole last post trying to convince people that Boots is a traitor. So there's nothing about that post about boxing, about him winning titles, about him possibly fighting Virgil early next year. None of that. No. He a traitor. The post is about Boots being a traitor. And damn, that's a black man, by the way. That's crazy. Black man posting every day about Boots being a traitor. What's up with this dude? Like the moment they said Boots training with Canelo, that's been his line every day. Posting that Boots is a traitor. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this. Look at this. This is one of the Tankomaniacs. Look at this post. I'm going to read it for y'all so y'all can see what a goofball this is. I don't like Jake Paul versus Tank. I like Tank. He's one of my favorite fighters. Jake Paul is too big. I hope Tank has a very good plan. So he don't know it's an exhibition? This moron don't know that that's an exhibition that they fighting? The same dude who will tell you that Terrence Crawford ain't fight nobody will now tell you that he's worried about Tank because of Jake Paul. Go figure that shit out. Go figure that shit out. Jake Paul might hurt Tank in their exhibition fight, according to him. Watch this, my peoples. This is the kind of shit. That's why I tell you on social media, you could type and post whatever you want. Because you're not talking to somebody to dispute the goofballery that you're spreading. You just post it and that's it. People respond in the comments. But it's like, how stupid can somebody get with it? How far can you go with it? Watch this, watch this. Watch this, let me show you. Look at this one, look at this one. Look at this one. The subliminal hate. Check out the subliminal hate. This dude is asking, who are the best fighters in the super welterweight division? And he put a picture with a bunch of fighters. And you know that Crawford's fighting Canelo next, but he holds a title at 154, right? Think about the amount of time that somebody spent hating on a fighter that he don't even want to hate directly. He posts a whole different question and a picture of all different fighters just to hate on Crawford. Just so that people can say, yo, but Crawford got a title at 154. And then he could come back and say, nah, because he chasing the money. He should have been here. That's crazy, bro. And the whole time, you see people just posting narrative shit. It's all about that. Look at this one. Yo, check this one out. Check this one out. Denzel Washington said that he wanted to see Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. because it's like such a big fight. The best of the best fighting the best of the best, right? A guy posts that video, and look what he says. Exactly. Glad Crawford finally has a fight. No more C-level fighters or a hurt champion. Think about it. This guy's not posting about boxing. He's not posting. I never see that guy posting about fights he wants to see, about good fights. This guy posts every day about Terence Crawford and how he only fought C-level fighters. And then you click, bang! You click on his profile. Damn, the guy never boxed a day in his whole life. You never boxed a day your whole life. And you post every single day about how Crawford is a C-level fighter. So all of the guys that I showed you that be posting that shit, none of them ever fought a day in their life. The narrative posters, Imada 210, good morning, Jay Smith. Salute, my brother. The narrative posters, they don't post about boxing. They post about trying to build a narrative around somebody. And you see it over and over and over. That's all they post. They're like, what is up with these people? What kind of boxing fans is you? All you see. Narrative. Trying to sell a narrative. Trying to make somebody look bad. Trying to hate on their opponents. I don't know what's going on, my peoples. Trying to hate on Jay Smith. What is going on? So, to those of you who tuned in, yeah, boy Jay Smith shadow banned. So, I don't even know how you guys found me. Salute to you guys for finding me, because nobody getting notifications. Nobody getting told that I'm live. So, salute to you guys for finding me. Imada 210. Most people don't know shit about boxing. Mayweather voice. And there's that. Agent 17, morning, salute. Know how you get shadow banned? I think it's just a lot of people reporting the channel. And maybe YouTube shadow bans it for a while to review stuff and shit. But yeah, definitely shadow ban. Superman went looking for you. I didn't get noticed either, man. Fuck. Nah, yo, nobody. Listen, yesterday I was on for 2 hours. And during those 2 hours, there were never more than 10 people at the same time. Ever. Not once. That's sizzling your spirit. So during the weekend, I went live a couple of times. And a couple of the videos got 2,000-3,000 views. Yesterday, I went live. 10 people was the most that ever went in. Imada 210. Wait, what? What did I miss? Shadow ban? I'm shadow banned, bro. So I noticed yesterday, bro, I was live for 2 hours straight. And there was never more than 10 people on the live. Not once. And yesterday I was talking about Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. You guys know that fight is going down in 2 weeks. And I'm telling you, so far, since I started doing boxing for breakfast, I promise you guys, every time that we talked about that, the main topic of conversation has been Crawford versus Canelo, a lot of people showed up to talk about that. People love, you know, that content, that topic of conversation. But for whatever reason, yo, yesterday I was like, what the fuck? That's weird. And then today was the same thing. So that's when I feel, okay, I'm shadow banned. That's it. Because a bunch of people could literally just team up and start reporting your channel, and shit happens. Age of 17, they limit the viewers on the channels with low subs. I scroll past live and it say YouTube limited the live and they let me enter. It scrolled back a minute later and it was Muay Thai stuff. Like smaller channels. No. But trust me, this is not just YouTube doing it. Trust me, there's a lot of people behind it, bro. There's a Facebook group, a private group in Facebook. That's where I was reading that stuff from. Bunch of goofballs. And in that group, I mean, the veggie salad probably reports the channel every single day, but that hasn't done anything. That hasn't done shit. But these goofballs, think about this. Bro, I'll post, and remember when Rick Glazer, when he went viral because he said that Tank Davis retired, that he was done. That a source gave him that information, and it went viral. Everybody was talking about it. So I know Rick Glazer. I hit him up. Yo, Rick, what's up? Let's talk about that right quick. He was like, oh, let's do it. So a week after he broke that information and it went viral, I was in a conversation with him, and we spoke probably for like an hour. Yo, I posted that conversation on that group. 0 likes and 0 comments from boxing fans and boxing content creators. Tell me how that happens. A subject that we've been talking about. We're talking about whether or not it's true that Tank Davis retired because Rick Glazer broke that information. And I post an interview with him where me and him is talking directly, and I ask him about that. And you don't say a single word about it. Damn. What type of beef you got with me? What I did to you, son? Imada 210. Yeah, just seeing less than 10 viewers is strange for boxing for breakfast. I'm used to seeing 25 plus. Bro, since yesterday, it's never past 10. It's never reached, look, right now it's 8. It's never 7. It's never reached 11. Since yesterday, I've never had 11 viewers at the same time. JJ's in the house. Good morning, J Smith. I'm here. Let's go. 8 likes. Let's go, my peoples. What's the deal, JJ? Appreciate you dropping in, my brother. So, we see it. We see the hating going on. It is what it is. But they can't stop what's happening. What's going on, J Smith? JJ Senden has your boy J Smith is shadow banned right now. Been shadow banned since yesterday. Yesterday I was live for 2 hours. At no point in time there was more than 10 people on the live. Not once. This live, look, you see I've been on for almost an hour and a half. There's never been more than 9 people in this live. Why? Nobody's getting the notifications. Nobody's being told that I'm live. People have to actually find me, look for me. Oh shit, yeah, Jay's live. So, people working hard against y'all boy Jay Smith. But that's not gonna stop the train. It's not gonna stop it. JJ said that fucking bullshit. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm going through a journey, right, with this boxing stuff, where I'm finding my way. And what I mean by that, at first, I used to just go live randomly. I would go live at 5 or at 3 or at 9. And part of the reason for Boxing for Breakfast is because people used to tell me, damn, Jay, I wanted to catch you live and I missed it. I missed you live. So I said, damn, I have to have a show. I want to have a show where it's always going to be around the same time so people can catch it. And all these things are processing and happening in front of you guys' face. Some of you got to see, some of you were on the channel before I had started Boxing for Breakfast. So you got to see even episode 1. And some of you joined in the early episodes. So this, what you see here, where people reporting the channel, where people trying to block me, people trying to hate on me, this is just part of that journey. When you tell the story of Box Center, this is just gonna be an interesting part of that story. Like, yo, man, they were trying to stop the kid from going up. They was trying to stop it, but there was nothing they could do about it. That's the thing. You maybe you could slow it down a bit, but I'm not even sure you could do that. You know why, my peoples? And remember that I told you this. My success is not gonna come based on the number of views that you see up there. That's not where my success is gonna come from. One day that number could be high. You know, one day it could be in the thousands. But you know what my success is gonna come from? It's gonna come from somebody seeing me working hard, from somebody seeing my creativity, from somebody seeing what I could do, and saying I wanna work with him. I want him to be the one to do this project. I want him to be the one to write this script. I want him to be the one to put this together. It's not gonna take 100,000 people watching me. It's not gonna take 500,000 people watching me. It could be 3 people up there. It could be 2. It's not gonna matter. So the people who's trying to stop me from where I'm going, they not doing enough. Because you can't stop the people who are seeing me from seeing me. So there you have it, my people. So honestly, it's whack to see, you know, people working so hard to try to stop you, but at the same time, it's also encouraging. Like, damn, people really trying to stop me. Like, what do they see in me? Superman, the people gotta hate because you cooking these goofballs. That's part of it too. And that's the one thing about me. If I feel like somebody needs to get cooked, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Agent 17, Eddie Hearn be seeing you. Been seeing you. I'm telling you. The right people that can open the right door for me, they're not gonna stop them from seeing me. They're not gonna stop the quality of my content. They're not gonna stop the knowledge that I have up in here. There's a reason why your ass is just typing over there, wishing you was on this side. There's a reason for that. Agent 17, if he sees you some more, he might be like, damn, I seen this guy a few times. Now he knows his shit. We can only hope. Nah, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. Eddie Hearn, I could tell you right now that he has seen over 100 of my stories. And I could tell you right now that Eddie Hearn probably sees 70 to 80% of the stories I post. So trust me, he's seen a lot of me. For this last year, he's seen a lot. The hydro grind, it only takes one. You see? It only takes one. There's people that they fighting for popularity. They fighting hard. And I seen them. They fighting hard for likes. They fighting hard for views. Instead of actually creating something meaningful, creating something good. That's what they don't. You guys been in the channel for a while. Y'all seen how many people I block? All the time, man, shut the hell up. Bam, block. Shut the hell, block. And how many people I call them out? Does that look like I give a damn if you don't know about boxing about you following me or you subscribing me if I say, man, this motherfucker don't know shit. He just a troll. You think I want you to or I need you to get to where I'm going? Age of 17, consistency is key. A lot of people don't have that like you. And look, I'm gonna tell you like this. Consistency is the key. But consistency is the key once you have the talent. If you don't have the talent, consistency it just means that you consistently wasting your time. A lot of these motherfuckers is just consistently wasting their time. The hydro grind. Very true, Agent 17. The hydro grind. It takes a lot to wake up every morning and turn this live on. Facts. They don't see the process behind this process. I got a real life. I got a personal life. I got a 3-year-old son. And they don't see the preparation that it takes. They think you just click on that and just start yapping away. Crazy. Crazy work. Imada. But hard work beats talent in some cases. That's true. That's 100% true. But that hard work doesn't beat talent if there isn't a certain level of talent to that hard work. Because to give you an example, if you never boxed a day in your life and you work really hard for 3 months and a fighter trains twice a week for 3 months, he's gonna beat the shit out of you no matter how hard you work. So no talent, hard work is not gonna help you if you don't got no talent. That's like, let me give you an example. The whack rapper in the neighborhood. You guys never met a guy that you heard rapping, spitting bars, and you're like, oh my God, this guy can't rap for shit. And it's like, damn, he don't got nobody to tell him that he can't rap for shit. Whoa, salute to everybody in the building. Jay Smith is shadow banned, but there's 11 people in this live. Guess what? Since yesterday, this is the highest count. Since yesterday, the most people that have been on the live was 10. So we shadow ban my people, but we're gonna keep grinding. JJ's in the house. Remember, Jay Smith, it's about quality, not quantity. Let's go, haters can't stop you, of course. That's what it's about. That's why I tell people, and you guys know it, whether it's 2 people in here or 50 people in here, you're gonna get that energy from me. Because at the end of the day, we talking about the sweet science. We talking boxing. But it's like I said, talent has to be there for the hard work to make it make sense, to make it happen. If you don't have the talent, if you don't have the talent to rap, you're gonna be rapping some whack ass shit forever. And you're not gonna get signed, you're not gonna get a deal, you're gonna be that golf ball in the block rapping to the homies. 45 years old, still spitting bars across the street. Bro, you can't rap, you whack. That's it, let it go. So it's the same thing. On social media, there's a lot of people who your ass is whack. And you ain't got nobody to tell you, bro, you whack. Just go do something else. This isn't for you. So I'm the type of person that I will tell you how it is. You're not gonna like me. Maybe you're not gonna like me. But I'm gonna tell you how it is. Look, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I'm the dude that we would be hanging out and some guy bust out of nowhere. Yo, check this out, check this out. I spit bars though. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm in the building and I'm up in here because I don't care and I don't play fair because I dare to be great and I do what I do because I punch like Mike Tyson. And everybody's sitting in there like, yeah, nigga, yeah, you killing it, yeah. And I'll be the only one nigga to step out like, yo, son, that shit was whack as hell. Don't ever do it again. Shit was whack. You whack. And then everybody hating on me. Oh, damn, Jay, why you hating on him like that? Oh, damn, Jay, that's fucked up. Why you gotta do him like that? And then the whack rapper really start to believe that he nice. Because everybody think I'm hating. Yeah, Jay, you hating on me. You seen I got the bars. Come on, bro. People have to start being honest with their friends. If your friend is that whack-ass rapper, tell him, B. Bro, go do something else. You can't rap, homie. Just tell him, B. Superman. And remember, with the fight, it was like a hundo. The hydro grind. Rapping to the hallways. Oh, my God, yo. The hallway ciphers. Superman, nah. Not across the street. You be smoking them goofies. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you. And that's part of the resistance, too. But look, I'm going to tell you something funny. There's people who take this personally, and there's people who don't. You know why? Because I've told people on the show, you don't know shit about boxing. And they hit me up privately and told me, "Oh, Jay, you told me I don't know shit about boxing, bro, but I love your show, B. I still be watching it every day." They don't take it personal. But then there's people that I told you don't know shit about boxing who hit me privately. I've been watching boxing for 15 years. I've seen all the big fights. And I be watching the replays too. And I've seen it all in slow motion. I bet you never seen a fight in slow motion, the whole fight, like me. Like, what the hell? Damn, that shit really hit his soul. So, that's just the way that it be, my peoples. Superman, yes, but let him get his bars up. Damn, bro, listen. Sometimes you want to let these rappers get their bars in. But damn, man, then you got to start acting like it's hot, too. Then they want you to say it's hot. It's hot, right? It's hot. I'm killing it, right? Now you got to start lying. It takes too much energy, bro. Now I got to be like, word, you killing it. And I got to start going like this when he's spitting them goofy-ass bars. It's a lot easier to cut you off and be like, bro, after the first 4 bars, I already know you whack, bro. Stop. Don't give me no more. I just needed those 4. That's it. You whack, bro. Don't do it to yourself. I gotta tell you, bro. The Hydro Grind. My cousin is whack rapper, and I told him out of love. He got mad and said I was a hater. Oh, you see? Damn, bro. That's the problem, that you're going to be a hater when you tell him. So, but you know what? I prefer to tell him and be a hater. I prefer to tell him and be a hater than to fake it. Yo, you killing it. And deep down inside, I know that's whack as hell. Nah, I can't do it, bro. Can't. Superman. You remember the other day when we watched EJ and Bud? 100 watchers. 100 people tuning in. It was 100 of us. Talking shit, going back and forth. But I'm telling you, 11. We got to 11. That's a milestone. Taking into account that yesterday, the highest amount of people in here was 10. Yo, today we reached a milestone with 11. There's 7 of us now, but it was 11 of us for like 15 minutes. I don't know if it is me, man, but I bask in the hate. Age of 17, I was at Home Depot getting supplies and saw an old couple, and they were buying similar materials. And the lady was asking my boss questions. And me and the old guy, we were chatting up boxing. He think that Canelo is going to put the beats on Crawford. Barely even knew who Crawford was, but the rest he said was valid. But that's another thing that you're going to see. This fight is so big, but Crawford is not that big. This fight is going to make him a bigger star. But you understand that Canelo is a star on a global platform. Crawford isn't. So watch this. Here in the Dominican Republic, most people don't know Terrence Crawford. Everybody knows Canelo. If you say Canelo, if you show them a picture, they know who that is. But Crawford, they don't know him. So I had a guy tell me, yo, Canelo's gonna fight soon, man. I heard the look what he told me. I heard the guy that he's gonna fight is pretty good, but Canelo's gonna beat him up. I'm sure Canelo's gonna look. He heard that the guy Canelo's gonna fight is pretty good. Heard. Never even seen Crawford. So you have to understand, with the way bigger fan base, you're gonna have a lot more support. You're gonna have a lot more people, saying that you're gonna win. People who don't even know Crawford are saying you're gonna win. Superman, and then the Bebo fight, we had like 80. Now you Shadow Man. They were tight, bro. They saw 100 people in the live. They saw 80 in the live. They was like, nah, hold on. We gotta do something with this. We can't let this slide like this. But it's like I told you, my peoples. I laugh it off. Because no matter that number, whether it's 100 or 5, we still gonna do what we do. It's the inevitable. Superman shaking my head. They working hard, bro. They working overtime. Which, to be honest, it's like I said, it's just not gonna work. No matter how hard, how much effort they put into it. Look, I'm gonna put it to you like this, my peoples. There's folks working against me who I've never interacted with on any social media platform. They simply cool with this guy who's cool with this guy who doesn't like me, and they're also working against me. People I don't even know. But I feel like at this stage in my boxing content career, let's call it, it's weird to be getting that type of energy when what have I accomplished? How far have I really gone? I haven't made no real money. I haven't signed no contracts. I haven't. What is this hate about? What is this issue? And the people that have the most issue with me, I don't even know them. Don't know them. Never met them. Yo, there was even a guy that spent, like a whole month posting across social media pages, across different groups, that I'm a racist. Going everywhere. You're a racist. You're a racist. You're a racist. And I'm like, yo, what is happening? Why is this guy doing this? He would go in my posts. I'm talking about boxing. And he would just post, this guy's a racist. And then I remember understanding what he was doing. One day in a totally different boxing group, I posted it was a picture of Floyd Mayweather punching Manny Pacquiao with a comment. And somebody posted, I knew it was true. They told me that this guy was a racist. Look what he posted. And like 2 more people jumped on it right away. Yeah, look, he don't like Asians. I'm like, what the fuck? So I realized these dudes was working extra overtime to build a narrative around me. To the point that people that never see me, didn't know me, will see me and be like, yeah, I heard that guy's a racist. So if somebody already told you that, right? And the first post that you see from me is a post where a black fighter is hitting a Mexican fighter, you're like, yeah, look, it's true. They told me that he was a racist. Because you already was waiting for that. JJ's in that's Jay Smith. There are 4 other painters that are better than me, but they don't have the drive and dedication like I have. So at the end of the day, more consistent at work and life, keep moving forward. Oh, no doubt. No doubt, my brother. They can't stop the motion. They can't stop where we're going. That's why I said, look at the people who are actually tuning in, who are actually showing love, who are actually saying, yeah, I want this. This is what I want to watch. You can't stop that. You can't stop the flow. Can't stop the train like Hydro Grind said earlier. My peoples, I was talking about Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez earlier, so yeah, so I could make that example, so you can see the hate. Have you seen a lot of these pages who are promoting Jake Paul and Tank Davis? Are you seeing them saying, yo, we want Shakur and Teofimo Lopez? Are you seeing them expressing interest in that fight? Or it's kind of like they just leave it in the air to disappear. Like, let's let that one disappear. Let's not really talk about it. If you're always talking about Shakur ain't fight nobody, Shakur ain't fight no big names, why when you see Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez going back and forth, why would you not say, yeah, I want this fight? Why would you keep it quiet and act like you want it to disappear, like you want it to just go away? Because I noticed the same people that have been telling me, nah, Shakur ain't fight nobody. Shakur ain't fight nobody. They the same people that are telling me, well, yeah, that fight don't really make no sense. I don't want to see Shakur fight Teofimo. What you mean that fight don't make no sense? It only don't make no sense because you don't want to see Shakur get one of those big names so that you have to shut up then. Frito, Shakur needs to fight an elite opponent. Right now, Tank has beaten better opponents. Tank has better resume than Shakur. Everything that you said is an opinion. Superman, of course not, because they're haters, of course. But that's what I'm saying. Shakur could be on the verge of fighting Teofimo Lopez. That name that people say he should fight. That resume that people say he should fight. And when that's a possibility, you don't see them expressing no interest. When it's possible that they can actually fight. Oh, nah, that fight doesn't really make sense because in reality, Teofimo Lopez could go fight somebody else. Huh? What's going on? All this time you've been saying Shakur don't fight nobody, and then when he could get a fight, that's what you got? Come on, my people. And at the same time, we celebrating Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul. Imagine that. Imagine that. Tank Davis is fighting Jake Paul. Let that sizzle in your spirit, my people. Let that sizzle in your spirit. The same people that are telling me, nah, Jay Shakur, he need a legacy fight. Those are the same people that are telling me, yo, but Tank Davis, he's making a lot of money, though. It's an exhibition. It's an exhibition, and he's going to make a lot of money. So for one fighter, they need legacy fights, but for Tank Davis, they just need him to make a lot of money. I don't even understand that. Y'all could help me understand how you ask one fighter to face the big names, but then you ask another fighter, oh, now you don't fight the big names. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You? Oh, you got to fight the big names. You got to fight the best. Yo, but you got to fight the bag. Hold on, Fredo, because you looking like you asking for attention now. I'm number one. No, Fredo. I'm number one. Now you're going to have to watch me. Now you really got goofy with that one. Superman, but you can watch and tomorrow tune in with a little bit lighter energy. Relax. Relax. Especially with the admins. Relax. Tone it down a notch. Superman, my G, you are funny. Yeah, but he got a little bit too funny. Got a little bit too funny. JJ's in the house. To me, as a real boxing fan, That fight is not a fight. It's just an entertainment purpose. The fuck out of here. He gonna need a break, man. That's it. Took the goofballery a little bit too far. Started feeling a little bit too confident. Fuck out of here. I will say, my peoples, as a boxing fan, when I saw a tweet between Teofimo and Shakur, I jumped on it right away. I posted about it right away. Look at all the titles won between those two fighters. All the accomplishments between those two fighters. My peoples. The goofballery, man. I have to deal with it sometimes. And people don't realize. Look, I'm going to tell you the difference between me as a content creator and a lot of people. I'm not saying everybody, but this is just me. You see that a lot of people are fighting tooth and nail for views and fighting tooth and nail for likes. And you're going to notice how often I block people. How often I get them the fuck out of here. Like JJ's in there has say. How often do I tell people, you don't know shit about boxing? Fuck out of here. How often? So what I'm trying to show you is, this is the one place where you're getting somebody unfiltered, sharing their boxing knowledge, enjoying the sport with you guys, but that's really gonna say whatever the hell he wanna say, regardless of who's gonna like it, who's not gonna like it. That's the way that I'm going, where I'm going. I'm not going anywhere by trying to make you feel good, by trying to make you think that you're an expert when you don't know shit about boxing. No. You might not like me, but I don't give a damn. That's what make me who I am, bro. That's the reason I'm here. I can't try to adapt and adjust to make some goofball feel happy. If you the whack rapper, I'ma tell your ass you can't rap for shit. Don't rap for me no more. JJ's in the house. Enjoy life, everyone. Do what's right for you, not other people. I posted this message the other day, and it's one of the realest things you ever hear. Remember that I told you this. Somebody who's going down, like their life is going down, and not necessarily their life is going down, but they're failing at something that they want to do and it's just not working. Somebody who's failing will work harder to make you fail than they will work to try to succeed, to try to turn around their failure. So if they see that they failing at what they doing, instead of figuring out how they could win, they prefer to put more energy into try to making you fail. Don't forget that. Do not forget it. That is real talk. There's people out there who will put more energy into trying to destroy you My bad. I was on mute real quick. I was setting up my son. So my people, listen, listen. This shadow ban that I'm going through right now, I don't know how long it's gonna last. I don't know, if it's gonna be days, weeks, or whatever. But y'all already know what it is, man. The love of the sweet science. I've never done it for the views. I never done it for the like. I do this because I love the sweet science, my people. That's it right there. That's it. I love the sport of boxing. I've been in love with the sport of boxing since I was 11 years old. Superman, Jay Smith, people hate to see are very creative. You are deaf creative. I try, yo. I try to, use my creativity to show different aspects of the sport of boxing. If you see the videos, I'm always talking about the different fights, whether I'm making the predictions or whether I'm hoping. If if you notice, my peoples, I'm not a narrative builder. I don't try to build a narrative around the fighter. I don't try to talk negativity about negative assumptions. Nah, I talk about everything that's going on in boxing. That's what it's all about, the sweet science. But people gonna hate on me. They just can't. They can't get with the program, and they're gonna have to. They can't get with the program, but they're gonna have to, my peoples. I promise you. Anyways, yo, I gotta get the hell out of here. Hang out with my son. Gotta go to work. Salute to everybody who tuned in, man. You see, you guys are witnessing Box Center's growth real time. You're seeing the processes. You're seeing when I, was just going live at any time of the day. You're seeing when I started boxing for breakfast. You've seen, a bunch of people jump up in here and then we all arguing about boxing. Now you're seeing the part where I'm shadow banned. This is the part where the adversity kicks in. Oh, look, they found a way to keep people from seeing you, to keep from sending the notifications, whatever is going on, right? But this is also where you get to see what I'm about. See, when a fighter get knocked down and he stayed down, or when a fighter get knocked down and he get up and wins the fight by knockout, that's what you're going to see me doing right now. It's a little bit of adversity, no big deal. My peoples, I'm about to get the hell out of here. Before I do, shout out to JJ's and Dejas, shout out to the Hydro Grind, shout out to Superman G, Agent 17, and everybody else who tuned in. My peoples, I really appreciate y'all, man. Y'all already know what it is. I'm Jay Smith. This is Boxing for Breakfast. And yo, we're delivering that healthy dosage of health, of sweet science, whether it's to one person or 100 people. That's how we're doing it. I'm out of here, my peoples. I hope you enjoy your day. Enjoy your breakfast if you just woke up. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We going in, my peoples.